Thank you very much, Louis. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian class in 1988, Teresa Varner Benge. And as you look around on the walls here, you can see some examples of the fine work that she's done. Teresa is about to go on an additional educational direction, that of working toward her master's degree. She is another straight-A student, which is pretty hard to imagine how that can be done, but I'm very proud of that. And she's also an expectant mother. Would you give a hand, please?
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable trustees, and fellow graduates, I would like to share with you an idea which has come into my head as a result of pursuing art after a long absence from it. This idea has been persistent and emerging again and again during my experience at Sierra Nevada College. It is important to me personally because it has given me a better perception of who I am and what I should be doing here on this earth, and I think it is relevant to all of you too. I believe that every person is born with certain gifts which are part of his or her basic nature. When one's actions are in accordance with one's basic nature, one feels fulfilled and satisfied. It feels as if you are going with the flow. It is not always easy. Even pursuing what one is gifted at can be hard work. But obstacles become a welcome challenge, and one feels accomplishment when they are worked through. For various reasons, some of us are kept apart from our gifts and forced to deny our basic natures. We may be told in words or just by the attitudes of those around us that what we feel is right for us has no value, that it isn't worthy of serious pursuit. So we devote ourselves to pleasing others, and then life becomes a struggle. We may be lucky enough to identify our true nature early on, but more often it is through the experience of various things in life which allows us to discover our own gifts. Although it may seem confusing at times, each experience tells us something more about ourselves. The people surrounding us become a mirror in which we see ourselves reflected. Sometimes it's an accurate portrayal, sometimes it's distorted. It is important to seek out those who will give positive reinforcement to our basic natures. Parents should strive to identify the special gifts of their children, even though the child's gifts may not be the same as their own or even something they value highly. And if a young person finds himself surrounded by family and friends who don't appreciate the direction his gifts take him, he should seek out people who do. That positive reinforcement from others is so important when pursuing what one feels is his right direction. Sometimes it may seem as if no one understands, as if you are out of tune with those around you. But a fish out of water just has to find a new pond. The character Anne Shirley in Anne of Green Gables would call these supportive people kindred spirits. Seek them out and surround yourself with them, for what they can give you is invaluable. Contact with others with similar gifts will cause your gifts to be enhanced and grow, and you will have the same effect on them. The obvious is that our culture values some gifts more than others. Our society lavishes money and fame on those who are gifted in athletics or physical beauty. We behave as if these people have excelled at something any of us could succeed at, if only we would just try hard enough. But that just isn't true, and no one can justifiably take credit for the success his gifts have brought him. One can take credit only for the fact that one was lucky enough to identify his gift in the first place, that others recognized it, and that he worked hard to develop it. Another, less gifted person could labor forever and never achieve the same success. This theory may have the depressing tone that we are imprisoned by our genes. It is a fact that recent studies in Denmark have concluded that personality is 60% heredity and 40% environment. Other studies have shown that great athletes are born, not made. If one wants to view it in a negative light, this can seem depressing indeed. However, I choose to see it as a positive thing. It frees me, releases me to be who I really am, and instead of struggling to achieve something highly valued by others, but which goes against my nature, I can instead use my energy to focus on my own gifts and allow that to determine my direction in life. It is always a tragic loss when a gift is wasted or misused. It is a loss on a personal and a societal scale. One way gifts are lost is through prejudice. Of course, it is obvious that the people who are the objects of prejudice are hurt because they are denied the opportunity to develop their gifts. They may never know the joy of exploring their full potential. life becomes a series of experiences, of frustrating experiences, as one roadblock after another is placed in their paths. Frustration like this can lead to anger and crime, or at best, relegate a person to a life of bitterness, disappointment, and dissatisfaction. But the big loser due to prejudice is society. If we prejudge a person based on sex, race, religion, poverty, or any other reason, we automatically eliminate a large segment of the population from contributing its gifts. We lose any benefit to be gained from any person who fits that category. If one of those people is a talented architect, doctor, teacher, or has the qualities of being a faithful friend, we will never know it, because through prejudice, a wall has been erected, and we have denied ourselves the benefits of knowing that person. Another way that gifts are lost is through society's values. When one gift is given more value than another, society loses, as well as the individual who is more talented in the lesser valued gift. Because such an emphasis is placed on making money in our society, I have seen talents in friends in things like music, art, and other forms of creative activity shrivel and die. How many great books are never written? How many great songs never composed? Who can say even how many great scientific theories are never tested because no funding was available for exploration of novel ideas? These are examples of creative thought lost forever, along with its benefit to society, because it was more important that those talented people spend their efforts in the pursuit of materialism. For example, business is about making profit, but business couldn't make profit without art. What would advertising look like without pictures? Or what would it sound like without music? We have all seen artless advertisements, and we have all seen business establishments which were not designed in an eye-pleasing manner. We may not be aware of it consciously, but we are attracted to artistic ads and to stores and restaurants and offices which are pleasant environments for conducting business. It is sad to see how society's values can affect an individual psychologically. A friend of mine suffers from low self-esteem because he feels his gift of being able to fix any machine that runs is insignificant compared to the creative idea that developed the machine in the first place. He doesn't realize that his gift for fixing things requires creative thought too, because it comes so easy for him. It's not so easy for others to do what he can do. It is a tendency for us to think that because something comes easy, it is not a special gift, or that anyone could do as well. We look at things others can do which are difficult for us, and we envy them, while at the same time overlooking the values of our own gifts. Another friend wrote me a letter saying, "While I read your letter and looked at your art presentation notice, I thought, how lucky you are to be so talented, and how I envy you. Then I read how you envy people who are adept at cooking, entertaining, and gardening, things which I love to do and feel totally at ease and somewhat skilled at. But your forte takes hard work and skill, where the things I'm good at don't." She doesn't realize that those things take hard work and skill too. I know, because those things are so difficult for me. Why should artistic talent hold more value than the ability to cook or grow plants? Why is a successful athlete more revered than a person who can repair cars? Our society needs the contributions of each person's special gifts. And we should all remember that without the links, the chain would not hold together. We each have an obligation to identify and use our gifts to the best of our ability, an obligation to ourselves and to each other. We must remember to appreciate the gifts of others, even though they may be very different from our own. It is my hope that we graduates have, through our experience here at Sierra Nevada College, identified some of our gifts and become better acquainted with our basic natures. I hope as we go on with our lives, we will find fulfillment in following the path nature has put before us and college has helped us develop. We should say thank you to all the kindred spirits we have met here at Sierra Nevada College, those who have helped show us the value of our gifts and encouraged us to pursue them. And this is the thought I hope to leave with you today. You are special, and your gifts are of value. They are important to yourself and to those around you. If what you are doing is in accordance with your nature, your gifts will be used to their greatest advantage, and you will find satisfaction in your life. And this, in turn, will be the best gift you can give to yourself, to your friends, and to our society. Thank you.